Good evening, everyone. Thanks as always for tuning in to PDubs Arcade Loft, where we always appreciate it when you come and hang out upstairs with us. Tonight, it's winter freeze crossing the entire country, and I figured some of you might be trapped indoors, not able to go out, not able to do the things you were really hoping to do, or you might be home alone for the holidays, or you might just be home getting ready to get the kids in bed. That way, you can wrap some Christmas presents, and why not listen to some hopefully semi-entertaining dudes during that time. So I have Michael B. the Game Genie. He's going to be here in just a couple of minutes, but of course I'm joined by Detroit Love. How are you, Carl? And I got Console Kids Justin. How are you guys?
Hey, people are making fun of me because on the thumbnail, I'm not in AI. I don't have an AI version of my face yet.
Yeah, I could have.
It's super expensive. I don't want to do it. It's like the price is too high. I'm waiting for the deals.
Yeah. Oh wait, echoes. You hear echoes? Hang on.
It's probably when you're talking. Hold on.
Let's try this. What about
Merry
now, guys?
Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy holidays, or whatever you do. Happy time with friends. Happy day off, week off, whatever you got. Enjoy the time.
All right, guys. How about now? Do we have any echoes? Let us know in the live chat. I thought we had it all sorted out before we went live. You look great, Justin. Yeah, I just pulled a random picture off one of your older thumbnails. I think that's from like your old ass Star Wars video. I think that's from what that one's from. But I could have. There's an app on my phone called Cartoonize where you can cartoonize pictures. I should have made you a cartoon, but
there you go.
Yeah,
we'll cartoonize it for the rebroadcast. How about that?
And I've also been using that AI app. Guys, have you been using that AI app? Let us know in the live chat. I swear I've bought like 100 pictures is like $5 or $6. I've bought like 4 or 5 packs. And I'm like, what I like about some of the pictures is you could use them for like YouTube thumbnails and things. You know what I'm saying? So
you're making an assumption we know what this AI app is.
It's that. What is it? Is it? What the hell's the name of the app? Hold on. Oh, Justin, we lost your camera, buddy.
Yeah, he's just scratching his nose.
Okay, hang on.
I do mine live.
What is the name of that app again? It starts with an L. Lenza, the Lenza app. So, what's funny is I got a lot of pictures that I could stick on some YouTube thumbnails and stuff. All right, let's see who's here. We got Carl's here. Al is here. Pitbull is here. Mark Street is here. The other Joseph is here. Stevie B is here. Nooner's in the chat. Conti is up in Canada. Hopefully you're not freezing your ass off, my dude. Rascal's here. Jason, the Ragman, is here. Moeller, Medic, haven't seen you in a while, dude. Glad you're able to make a live show. Brent is here. Gallagher guy is here. Devil, Waldo, one of my all-time favorites. 8-Bit Brian is going to bring the funny in the live chat like he always does. Arcade Mountain is here. Sonic Fun. Mark Street, Mike Cockhurts, the other Joseph, Glass Babies, Ronald, Danny Z. Everybody's here. Thanks so much, guys, for joining the broadcast. So what are you guys working on tonight while you're listening to these random dudes chatting? Let us know in the live chat. Are you guys wrapping presents? Are you guys playing video games? Are you sitting down with the family and all that stuff? Carl, look what he said.
I see. Talking smack.
Look. What's your response to Gallagher guy, man?
He wish. Are they even relevant any days? Now that Peyton Manning's no longer playing with them and the coach is gone.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I just
don't have any players. I don't have any fantasy football players from the Colts, so I don't even know the team presently.
Steve is watching the Celtics right now. What's the score of the game? Let me know. Darth Penguin has to work on Christmas. No, don't say that. Dan Z's watching SmackDown. Frank is playing some Pokemon. He's waiting for his sister and her family to arrive in a few hours. Rascal's playing pinball. Sonic Fun says Lions actually did okay this season. What was their record? Because, I was going to take off like Sundays and Mondays. I wasn't going to be doing any podcasting, Carl. Because I thought my Bears were actually going to be competitive, and I thought I'd be glued to the TV. But after about a third of the way through the season, when I realized that my beloved Chicago Bears were just going to suck it up, I just stopped committing myself to watching every single game because they were so painful to watch, so painful.
Yeah. It's actually cold up here. I think we were 2 degrees earlier and minus 19 with the wind chill factor. But yeah, I was in the same boat with you because I drafted Justin Hurts, is that his name, the quarterback, rookie quarterback for the Bears, and I thought he was going to do well. He started off pretty decent. Then all of a sudden he went bad. Then he started getting a little better. But I dropped him. I just didn't have time for any flakiness. And both my teams made it to the playoffs, and I won both my first round games. So I'm pretty excited about this weekend. See if I can move on to the Super Bowl. But yeah, enjoying this year.
Man. Yeah, that's good stuff. Lions 8-7 after tomorrow. You see that? Holy cow!
Yeah, they won like their last 6 of 7 or something like that. So they started off pretty rough, but if they can win out and a few other magical things happen, they may make it to the playoffs for the first time in ages. So
the only thing kind of interesting about the Chicago Bears, of course, will be you only got a couple games left in the season. Are you going to let Justin Fields just run the ball so he could set the all-time rushing record? I think he's only like for QB.
Is that for a QB or just in general?
I think QB. Okay. Over 1,000 some yards. I forget the actual number. Are you going to let him do that and risk him being injured, or are you just going to throw in the towel, have him play like the first quarter, then just bring in the scrubs and have them finish the rest of the game? It's interesting what the Bears are going to do. I have a feeling they're going to let him go for the record because the Bears always make bad decisions and watch his knee pops, his ACL gets torn, or watch his Achilles gets torn. You know what I mean? And then he's gonna miss half of next season. So watch that all happens. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, Justin. Justin's back. All right, we all fixed?
I think so. If anyone in the chat mention if you hear any audio echoing when PDubs and Carl are talking. I was sending my audio back in. Sorry about that.
Okay. All good, man.
Yeah, fantasy football gets pretty interesting towards the end because they do sit out people, or players may play partial gameplay, so it definitely gets more riskier for you to pick the right people during the end of the season, which is our playoffs and Super Bowl prior to the end of the actual season. So always interesting.
Yeah. And don't say go Pack go. They have just as bad of a record as the Bears, man. They had it. Why did Aaron Rodgers even come back? Jeez.
Yeah, he definitely had a rough season.
Oh, definitely. I know why he came back. He came back for that wad of money. That's why he came back. So, Justin, are you a football fan? I never asked you.
Not really. I'm Sheldon, basically.
Oh, so if this was the Big Bang Theory, you would be Sheldon.
Yeah, I'm socially awkward. I'm not into pretty much anything except for computers and hardware and electronics. I will say that because I've been playing Blitz recently, it's making me want to get into football. Now, when I lived in Denver, I did watch the Broncos every weekend for a while there, and we got into it, but it was basically a way to eat food. It was like an excuse to have a ton of Hot Pockets and stuff and chicken wings.
Hot Pockets.
When I first moved to Denver, I was a little poor. All right. So don't.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
Hey man, there's so much good food that goes with football. My wife would usually make for me these chicken nachos that she bakes in the oven. You know what I mean? Like, it's like real chicken and cheese and all the fixins all on the nachos, and she bakes it and hands me this hot plate of chicken nachos when I'm watching football. Oh God!
Do you have a wife or a servant?
She's my wife. She's a chef. She likes to cook, man.
Does she really?
Yeah, she cooks all the time.
What I want to know is where is Michael? I want a shirt like yours. Where could I get a shirt like yours?
Oh,
Well,
here it comes.
Justin,
Here
I'm
it comes.
so glad you asked. I recently got an opportunity to work with this company called Into the AM out of California. There are a bunch of really creative artists that are making elevated graphic tees. They sent me out a bunch. I'm a big fan. The quality of the material is fantastic. It doesn't shrink when you put it in the dryer. The shirts feel fantastic. There's some really cool designs. And for arcade enthusiasts like ourselves, there's even some shirts that glow in the dark, which are the perfect arcade atmosphere type shirts to wear. That's Into the AM. If you use the link intotheam.com/Michael B and use the coupon code Michael B, you can save 10% now. Into the AM, check them out.
I'm glad
that was totally off the chin there, not planned.
When you
at
get a
all.
lot of
Actually, it really
experience,
was.
though, when you have a lot of experience, with marketing like you do.
I'm glad that Michael was able to run his promo on my channel in front of all my subscribers, and I wasn't able to get any kind of compensation for that.
Yeah.
You're a dirty man, Michael.
This isn't Super Game Room, dudes. I'm so confused.
Well, Nostalgia's not here, so we figured we would just do it on this channel tonight. So
All right.
it's all gravy, baby. So Carl would I'm sorry, not Carl. Nerd Lounge Master would like to know if he can get a Ridge wallet with these shirts, Mike.
I'm very sad to say I was supposed to keep working with Ridge Wallets. They reached out to me to ask me to do another promotion for Christmas, and then they disappeared on me. They ghosted me. I didn't write them back either, so I didn't really leave it up. That's the way this stuff works. If someone reaches out to me and says, "Do you want to do a promotion?" I'm like, "Sure," but I don't hunt anybody down.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
What's a wallet?
What is a
Nobody
man?
uses wallets. No one uses wallets anymore. My phone's my wallet.
Yeah, some people do that. The way a Ridge wallet works is it's a basically hardened shell case that you put into your pocket, and you put your cards in it, and there's like a money clip or a money band on it instead of using a traditional wallet. It's a minimalist style, and it's meant for like manly men that want something metal. You know those guys that get the carbon fiber wedding rings? And they're like, I'm all man. That's who the wallet's for.
Oh, because see, this is a minimized wallet. You got
Whoa,
your credit cards.
Look at that guy.
You got your
Here,
you got your ID.
Yeah, make sure you
Yeah,
have
all
that
that.
up close so everyone can see it.
Carol,
Wait,
can
wait,
you
wait.
can you
Hold
put your
on.
credit card back up in the screen and then turn
Yeah.
around and show us your identifying number?
That way
Carl,
you can get that discounted Blitz cabinet from Sam's
you-
Club.
Carl,
You
can
don't
you
even have
show
to
that
pay
again?
$172. You can get it for free if you use Detroit Love's credit card number.
Right, absolutely. Do it, baby.
Use coupon code Detroit Loves credit card number. Check it out.
Carl, can you show that again? I would love to see
It's
that.
all ejected now. So
I know, but
you see,
that's
it's
cool.
no,
I've never
it's
seen
no,
that.
It's
Yeah,
no
that's-
thicker than a regular case.
How
never
many
know
cards
it's
can you
there.
put in there?
It's pretty awesome.
I have my ID and 3 cards, and then I usually have a couple of dollar bills or 20s or something. in
Well,
too.
I'm throwing away my Ridge wallet now.
Yeah, so if you guys got a minute, there's something me and Justin would like to talk about. So, guys, if you haven't had a chance yet, check out eWin Racing chairs. These
that's
chairs
right.
are extra comfortable. I've got the Flash XL, which is made for bigger dudes like myself. Justin's a little bit smaller. You have the Night Series chair, right?
That's
Justin?
right. That's right. And they love me over there. They're going to sponsor my podcast. They wanted to sponsor the podcast for 2 months, and I said no, 1 month. I was like,
that's great, man.
no, that's too generous of you.
So
Too
whenever
generous.
you guys decide to take on these little sponsorships, they tend to bleed over to everyone else. So eWin also emailed me console kits yesterday. I haven't responded to them yet, but they're like, would you like to talk about promoting our chairs?
Yeah.
Let me know. And I'm like, isn't this the one that the other guys are doing? I haven't responded to them.
They're pretty good.
But
Good
yeah.
chairs, really good chairs. They've
You
offered
got to
me-
negotiate with them, though. I'm not talking about negotiate commission. I'm talking about negotiate the discount code. For my next promotion, I got them to go even higher.
Oh, really? Nice.
I can't say how much because it could break the internet.
What is going on here? Oh wait, we got a Carl.
I just want to show you. So if anybody was interested, this is the wallet. It's called Vena wallet case. And,
This is a sponsored podcast.
What are we talking about here?
Well, it is Christmas, so people may want to get something
That's
for
true.
their loved ones.
That's true.
Link in the
Christmas,
description.
you know?
This.
Carl, I'm going to put a
Affiliate link
description.
available in the description. Yeah.
Affiliate link is in the description. You're so funny, Carl. She Lions here. What's up, girl? I just caught her Killer Instinct Pro
Yeah.
cabinet review before we went live. I thought she did a really good job.
Very
Make sure
good.
you
I
guys
love the
check
editing.
that out.
It's very
Make sure
good.
you guys
editing.
check that out.
I thought she made a lot of really great points in the video. I was really impressed with, obviously, the things she said. It really struck a chord with me. And I think she said it best at the end where she said, this might be the last arcade one-up I buy. I mean, when you put Pro on something, people expect something so phenomenal. And it's pretty clear at this point that they may have under-delivered. I found out today I'll get mine January 4th. And I mean, obviously, no offense to anybody else, but I'm going to put it through my paces because I also know that I'm not exactly a hardcore arcade enthusiast. So I'm going to give it that opinion from, more of a generalist or a, mainstream buyer. So that'll be a little bit different. But at the same time, I mean, from looking at what's out there, it's so disappointing. Like the stuff she mentioned about how they didn't use vinyl on the side, they just went with the same artwork. There's not even that fake T-molding that like At Games and even Buy Stuff Store can use if you're going to go with Chrome. You went with the Chrome sticker. It's just so disappointing. Yeah, I think she knocked it out of the park. I was very impressed with the information she delivered in her review.
She did great. Real quick, she says online play is the only thing saving that cabinet for her. at the moment.
That's not the only thing. We saw how much fun she was having with that anti-fatigue match. She can't lie about that.
Yeah, I'm starting to
You
think
could
it's
take a
not
nap on it. You could take a
it's-
nap on it.
It's not the Pro machine we asked for. It's a Pro
Pro
bundle.
machine we deserve. The Pro machine we deserve.
No, I think it's like they use the term Pro to describe a bundle. Is what I think they did.
Jesus
And it's
Christ.
basically an XL.
Yeah.
And the Yamaha speakers look cool, and the fact that they did use name brand, but then they didn't use name brand micro switches, it just kind of feels like they haven't yet released the KI.
Yeah.
So
I've just been spamming Arcade One Up with everything negative on the internet. I'm just spamming Arcade One Up with it. I'm like, talk about this in your next meeting.
So I wouldn't really call it the XL cab because it is a little bit better than the XL.
With arcade.
I wouldn't call it the XL cab yet, but I would say that it's the Arcade One Up Killer Instinct Semi-Pro. It's the Flint Tropics of Arcade One Up's lineup.
I guess it's their Gen 1 Pro, right? They always mess up the Gen 1.
She did good.
Well, it just really stupid design decisions, definitely done by a bean counter. Just to cut costs are just so dumb, and it really what it saved them financially to produce the cabs is irreprehensible compared to what it cost them with their reputation in the community.
Yeah.
What do you think of the 3D Arcade One Up Chrome logo here on the monitor? Do you guys like that?
I love it. I forgot all about the joysticks already.
Yep. Yep. That, and someone called it a bath mat in the live chat. That was pretty funny. But guys, go check out Sheline Gaming on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to her. She did a really good job reviewing the Killer Instinct Pro. I was very impressed with the video, as well as the all the talking points and things that she brought forth, areas of concern, stuff like that. I thought she did really, really good.
And I
will
shared I did a video today too on the Killer Instinct Pro. There's a user, Todd Wilson, and on Facebook, and he did a really good one. He called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And I started a new series where I'm going to highlight people on the web. I always say I'll see you on the web, and so I'm starting a new series where when I see something I think my audience will be interested in, I'll share it on my channel. And he was a good sport with that, and but he made some pretty good points. And I use the text to voice thing for things that I'm not saying in those type of videos. And he was real funny. He says the bad thing about it is that I saw my words get transcribed to text, and it sounds so much better than I could ever say it. So that was
That's
pretty
funny.
But he made some good points about that cabinet as well.
Yeah, Todd's article was very good. I think if we could put one positive spin on all of this, the last week or so, there's been highly effective amount of community communication about these concerns. If there's anyone taking notes at Arcade 1UP, they have the business plan for the next generation right in front of them. Like a lot of companies would not have that, right? Like they put out a product and they don't have that, like feedback from the customers. And so I've been in situations like that where I flew to Texas to actually meet with customers one time with the job that I worked at. And then we sat down. This was a small cable company that I worked for. And we went to the person's
Sega
house.
Channel?
No, we went to the person's house and started talking to the customers that we had. And what we found was our biggest customer were kids. And they loved our UI because our UI was the app starts and there's 5 shows at the same time. So you see one big screen and then 4 other small screens of live content. And we're the only content creator or provider that did that. And the kids loved it because the algorithm would learn you and it would be like Disney Channel, and the Nickelodeon. It would have all these kid shows. And then they would know, they just always watch live. They would just click on something. And the parents were like, yeah, kids are taking over the TV now that we switched to your service. It's like turned into the kids. Anyway, my point is we were operating for a couple of years, not even knowing what our customers were doing with the product.
Yeah.
It was changing the living room.
So my big concern with Arcade 1UP is I wonder who's listening. As much as people may think that he's whatever in the community, I mean, John D is very connected with the community. He is listening. John watches all these shows. John's hearing feedback. Sometimes the feedback probably bothers him a little bit because he feels differently. But John does listen to the community. I don't know if anybody else at Arcade 1UP actually does. Maybe Liv does because she works, pretty closely with John. But I don't think that they're getting a lot of feedback directly from the community. And that last stream they did, it seemed like the other people within the company were kind of just like, oh, these negative comments, blah, blah, blah. It didn't really seem like it impacted them the same way that maybe John and Liv were impacted and understand the significance of it. I don't know. I hope so, Justin. I hope they know who their consumer base is. There was an article the other day where they were talking about there's a resurgence in the toy companies and it has nothing to do with kids. It's adults buying toys. And guess what, Arcade 1UP? It's the same friggin' thing. Like these general consumers that you think are just going to go out and buy your cabs, that's not who you're selling cabs to. You're selling cabs to some idiot like me that looks at it and is like, oh, I'm sure I can find room. I'll just put it in the bathroom. So, they've got to do a lot of market research on who their consumer is and what their consumer wants, because I think there's some people in the company that absolutely know. But there's some other people in the company, the ones with maybe their hands on the purse strings, that are making some decisions that are just making them look like asses.
Yeah, and Tom made a point too about that. It's like these things that are wrong could easily have been found if they did a simple design review before they started making these things. Just sit down with people that just has any sense of what an arcade is or what the product should be, and you would see those glaring issues. But again, it doesn't appear that they even do that. They just say, hey, let's run with it from a sales or marketing standpoint, not from a product design perspective.
Real quick, I got to get this super chat in. Kongs R Us, $10. Wish I could hang out with you guys tonight, celebrating his son's 11th birthday today. He went to Hooters. B actually sent us some clips of his son at Hooters with all the Hooter girls next to him. Lucky young man. Trying to relive his favorite 2022 moment was hanging in Chicago with you guys. That's B's favorite moment of the year. That's got to be up there for me as well. The Chicago trip was so much fun, my dudes. So much fun.
So can I just break the fourth wall a little bit? We were talking about it earlier, and Kong PDubs sent out the bat signal about coming on the stream, and Kong said, "Sorry guys, I can't. I'm still at my still at our grandparents." And I was looking at it, and I was like, "I got a picture of Hooters earlier," so I wrote them, and I was like, "See, your parents live at Hooters?"
And it's funny. I go to Twin Peaks quite a bit, and there's always people that bring their girlfriends in there or their kids in there, and I'm like, who are these people that bring their kids to these places? Now I know it's B. Kong and his family.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with this, man. Whenever I go to Twin Peaks, Tilted Kill, Hooters, I see a lot of people there, especially if you go in the afternoon. They got their kids with them, and
Yeah, it's like Big Boys, but only
Yeah.
big girls.
yeah, nothing wrong with it.
What? There's a place called Big Girls. That's a restaurant I go eat at.
Mm. So
I remember the first
Go ahead.
place we went to in Chicago, wasn't it? That first night, it was Hooters.
Yeah. It's Hooters, but we went to the bad Hooters.
yeah,
That's right. We went to the bad Hooters.
what made,
The
what made it
waitress
the bad
said,
Hooters?
"Why'd you come to this one?"
Yeah,
We're like, "What do you mean?" We're like, "This
Why
is the
didn't-
bad Hooters."
why didn't you go to the good Hooters?
Well, at least they know.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually, if we had to rank them, Twin Peaks would be number one for me, followed by Tilted Kill, followed by Hooters. Hooters used to be number one, then Tilted Kill took their spot, in my opinion. But Twin Peaks is my favorite now. So
Yeah,
it's
you
kind
only-
of sad that Hooters has fallen.
Well, I think Twin Peaks falls under the radar because people don't know what those Twin Peaks means. But Hooters definitely, they got, only two are left in Michigan, and Tilted Kilt, there was only one. And I remember the first time, and I've never been to it, I was just outside of it because we had this place in Novi that had like this mega center where you had arcades, bowling, bars, and all this things like in a central area. And I would see these girls like standing outside this restaurant. I'm like, what the heck? What kind of place is that over there with these outfits? But it was a Tilted Kilt, but they closed down shortly after, so I didn't get a chance to visit.
Carl, do you want to admit where you go every Thursday when you're not on YouTube?
I can't admit to it because I tell my wife
guys,
I'm going to the spot. I'm going to the spot, and that's all.
I will tell everybody.
Hey, hold on for a
where
second.
Carl's going. Carl works at a soup kitchen on Thursday nights.
No, he
handing out
doesn't.
bowls.
What'd you do?
What happened to Mike?
I think Carl was trying to finish his sentence, Mike.
Carl
No.
where
Carl
do
works
you
at a
go?
soup kitchen.
No, he doesn't. Carl,
Yeah,
where do you go every Thursday?
I go to every Thursday. I go to the soup kitchen and I help hungry children eat.
That is not
I
true.
donate all of my time and
It's
money to
humanitarian.
make sure that the loving children have something to eat. All right.
All right.
There's,
So you don't
there's,
go
a
to
lot of,
straight
there's a
nets.
lot of there's a lot of women at this place that are hungry, and Carl needs to make sure they eat and eat well.
Yes. Hoes got to
Just-
eat too.
I'm
just
gonna
he's put him
guess
through
what
college.
Detroit does. I think he goes to
I-
the mall, and you know how they book out that in the mall, like 7,500 square
Hmm.
feet of a VR room. Have you guys seen that? He goes there and he does like a network party, and everyone's playing Come Closer.
They should be. I think me and Nostalgia is going to do that. We're going to do an international Come Closer party.
All right. Well, I did promise people we would chat a little bit about some of our favorite home arcade moments of 2022. So does anyone want to be guys in the live chat? How about you start throwing in like some of your favorite things of the year, whether it was a favorite review, a favorite product, a favorite company, a favorite video, you know what I mean? A favorite announcement, like whatever you guys, whatever really excited you guys in the live chat, let us know, throw it in there. And
Well, I
Another
also
one
see
is,
on mine.
what was the cheapest cabinet that you bought this year?
well, I actually did have a question.
Yeah.
And I think everyone here can answer this question. What product do you feel you wasted your money on this year? And I know that's kind of a negative topic, but mine is actually kind of more of it's a slap in the face joke for me. Is out of all the crap I bought this year, out of all the money I've spent, nothing was a bigger waste of money than these Zizzle pinball machines that I bought at the Captain's Auctions warehouse. I was so stupid. I should have just bought the Popeye pinball machine, but I got the Zizzles out of morbid curiosity, and I need to sell them. I mean,
Dude,
the
in
biggest-
general, the curiosity will kill you.
Yep. But for me, the biggest waste of money all year, and I bought a lot of stuff this year, would be the Zizzle pinball machines. What about you guys? What do you think you wasted your money on?
Definitely, I've wasted my money on Big Blue back there because I seldom
Blue?
ever play. I seldom ever play Big Blue.
I love Big Blue.
Yeah, I just don't play it. You know, I got so many ways to play those games already. I thought I'll do it. I got it because I thought I'll go online, but I go online and get my ass kicked so bad.
Oh yeah,
I have no interest really in going on. So I still end up playing on my other cabinet. One, because I get to put credits in, quarters in it, which I like that. I like the aspect of it. So Big Blue, and I pay like full price for Big Blue. You know what I mean? It's not like I got it on sale. So
Right.
to me, that was definitely the most wasteful purchase this year for me.
Yeah, it's not that it's a bad cabinet. It's just you're not using it the way you thought you would.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
But people come over, they play it. So again, my arcade's not just for me, right?
That's
I gotta
true.
have things that people love to do. And my nephew was just over. He was like, "Oh man, he was on that thing for hours." And I didn't even tell him there was like 12 games on it. He just enjoyed the Street Fighter.
Like, Justin, do you want to share? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Golden Tee, Curiosity for the XL, and I sold it, and I sold it for very little. So
Wow.
yeah, so
Took a loss, is what you're saying.
took a pretty big loss on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. Like, I think the Star Wars trilogy that I just bought, I'm gonna take a big loss on it, but I'm learning the curiosity
no.
will kill you.
It's no good, Justin?
No, I just don't want it.
Oh no.
And then I did the math, and I'm 1,400 in.
Oh no.
You should never do the math, and this is the thing they don't tell you, right? Like, you like think about it. PDubs, you bought some pinball machines. If you, I'm going to ask you, how much did you spend, and what's the gut number that you want to say? It's probably what the auction went for, right?
Yeah.
But then you're like, wait. No, there's tax, there's shipping.
Yep.
There's, so for me, I drove all the way.
Travel expense to get there.
Yeah.
So I rented a truck and went to Kansas, and then gas. That was like $280 right there. So it's $900 cabinet. It's great. Oh wait, it took $1,400 to actually get it here.
Yeah.
And now it's just too cold to work on it. So I'll work on it in the spring, but ultimately it won't be a permanent cab. So
I will say probably my biggest disappointment this year, the thing I felt like I wasted my money on was MK30th. I thought MK30th was like in terms of cab design, comfort, all that stuff, awesome. But just that screen and basically all these cabinets with that screen is such a big disappointment. The only difference between that one and the other cabs I have with those really bad TM monitors that Arcade One Up found in the dumpster and decided to reuse this past year was I paid full price for MK. And then I will also go and say that most of my cabinets this year were a little bit of a waste of money. And I'm going to talk about a video CT Jason just recently did where he's furious because he spent all this money being an early adopter and then everything went on sale for so low. I feel that way so much with a lot of the cabs I've bought this past year. I paid full price. And if I just waited a little bit longer, like MK30th, I mean, that went on sale for $4.99 here in Canada on Boxing Day. And like all I had to do was wait like 2 months. If I waited 2 months to get my MK with the shitty screen for $4.99, I certainly would have felt a lot better. And I'm looking at Big Blue I paid full price for. I love Big Blue, but that's on sale for $4.99 right now. Same with X-Men. I love X-Men, but that's on sale at the Brick right now for $5.99. So the thing that I'm upset about and I wasted my money was by not waiting, I put money out the door that could have went somewhere else because most of these cabs went on sale.
But what you're not mentioning is how you closed that deal 3 months ago and got some extra cash that you weren't actually expecting this year. So like you win some, you lose some, right?
Close what deal?
The deal. You closed the deal.
I don't know what he means.
Never mind.
Oh, this is an Office reference that I'm missing, isn't it?
No. It's just in general, right? Like, hey, do you have a salary? Do you make money? Do you have an income? Though that's all your positive thing, right? So then you get to waste money and you get to make bad choices, but you get to keep your house.
Yeah.
Because the money keeps coming in, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to flip it positive, right? Like, so at the end of the day, you can make a whole bunch of bad choices. As long as those bad choices don't make you lose your house and your family and your car, you're good.
Yeah, I'm not in anywhere near like nostalgia shape. I'm still really good.
Yeah. Well, let's get back on the positive spin because it is Christmas weekend, guys. So I want to share some thoughts from our live chat, guys. Thanks for contributing. So I said, hey, what are some of your favorite moments or things that happened in 2022? Orion's Bit LCD, and this is probably although the Dr. Seuss pinball games are really fun, this is probably my favorite thing that At Games did all year. I would agree with this. The Bit LCD is an amazing product. It's got a lot of potential. And I think it's fantastic. And although I love these Bit LEDs, man, that Bit LCD, whoo, this is my favorite product.
One thing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to get some of their comments on the screen here. Fista, we'll go back to the Bit LCD. The John D. COVID thing from that charity stream. I'll admit that was funny. That was some random came up to him to try to kiss him, right?
It was he thought it was random, but it was actually a plant. It was one of the community members' wife went up to him and just joked around with him. John didn't know though, so his response was totally legit. Like, no, but it wasn't a random chick.
Yeah, we found out the next day.
Matthew liked. You guys remember the Joust skin cabinet on the Midway 30th? They did a Joust skin. He really liked it. Let's see here. But Mike, what were you going to say about the Bit LCD while I look for some other favorites?
So the other day, and a lot of the feedback I get about At Games, I asked Travis and I asked a lot of people. One of the things that the At Games cabinet, it has so much awesome controls, awesome sound, great picture quality on the screen. You can do so much with it. But the big thing that's missing that people really don't see, and why they say that they don't like the look, they don't like this, they don't like that, is it doesn't bring that nostalgia factor because it doesn't look like anything you would have seen in the arcade. It looks like a modern multicade. But that's one thing the Bit LCD allows it to do. The fact that you can put the original marquees on it, you get that little tiny bit of nostalgia you were always missing from the At Games product. So now when I go play Robotron and I look up and I see that beautiful Robotron marquee up there, it's not perfect, but man, it feels a little bit closer.
Do you have an affiliate link for that?
No, I don't. Yes.
A lot of great comments here in the live chat. People loved it when we went to Chicago. Bill's Retro Gaming Show, one of the newer YouTubers this year. His channel's taken off a little bit, so congratulations, Bill. Happy to see that.
I don't know if you were accepted, Bill. That's going a little bit far.
Until he becomes Wild Bill, the channel's not going to explode. All he has to do is turn into Wild Bill, and everything will go nuts. Molar Medic Steam Deck, one of my favorite products this year. I love my Steam Deck. Console Kits, did you ever get one?
No.
Are you not?
I didn't fall for that. Nope.
You didn't fall for the Steam Deck?
Nope.
No, you ain't getting me. I know your
but-
hustle, Steam.
But you know what though?
Yeah.
You know what? I just got my Analog Pocket. It just showed up, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, I got that.
I took it out of the box and I held it. And just when I held it, I was like, this feels incredible. You know what I mean? The Analog Pocket's pretty cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah, but I love the Steam Deck.
And it plays real cards.
Yes, it does. Let's see here. Anything I bought that he made uses for. There you go. That's a good way to look at your best way of 2022. Nova Sonic, his favorite moment was getting Killer Instinct for $255. And then he also agreed on the COVID. Brent really liked when I wore the alien suit. Oh wait, that was 2021. Can I see it again anyway? Oh yeah, I don't think the world's ready for that. I think we need to just let that one die. Let's see here. I'm trying to scroll through these guys and get us caught up. Orion's, he likes his Bit Pixel LCD. The fact that Mikey took a loss on his Frogger cabinet, Pitbull's really giving it to you on this one. How much did you sell your Frogger for?
I paid $4.99 plus tax here in Canada for my Frogger. I had it for, about a year and a half, and then I ended up selling it for $350 Canadian all told. So I lost like $150, but I enjoyed my Frogger while I had it. I ran out of room, and it was time for it to go. So I don't look at buying arcade one-ups as investments because I'm not crazy, and I realize I'm buying like toys. So it's not like I'm buying gold and silver or pinball, but I understand what Pitbull's saying. I could be putting my money into probably something better.
And I can relate to
you
Sonic
can have all
Fun,
your money in stock, which would also be way down right now. I'm just saying. I've lost a lot more money in stock than I have in any of this hobby right now.
Fish skin wallets is where it's at. Just ask my dad, my father-in-law. Fish skin wallets.
So I wanted to highlight Sonic Fun here. I can relate because I finally got my PS5 as well this year, and that's a lot of fun. And my buddy got the Defender Party Cake because he contacted me. He was like, "Hey, I see you make these modified things, blah blah blah. What's the best way?" I couldn't recommend the 3/4 and going through all what it would take to put Defenders in it. And the Party Cake was like a perfect fit for him because all he cared about was Defender, so he loves it. And he's in Chicago, where you are, or where you're from. He does.
Did you deliver it to him or just have it shipped to his house?
I just got him in touch with I think one of the home networking channels was buying it. I got him the link to it. He bought it, and he's been enjoying it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. It's the Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah, Catalina wine mixer.
Oh yeah, this one right here. When we met in Chicago and Michael B tackled PDubs.
Oh, that was a good moment.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I couldn't see all his fingers either, so I don't know what happened.
Now, truth be told, I never tackled PDubs. I ran up to him to give him an aggressive hug, and he just fell over. I don't know what happened. I didn't actually tackle him.
You hit me pretty hard, you know.
What?
You did, but it's okay. I just wasn't ready for it. Like I knew I could feel the love approaching me. But once the love surrounded me and encompassed me and slammed me to the ground, I knew what was going on.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
There.
There's something wrong with the TV.
Okay, I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Something's wrong with the TV.
Kids come first, Mike. Kids come first.
That's right.
All right, we'll take him off right here. There we go. Two bears in the woods.
I'm scrolling up in our chat to find
Yes,
the pictures from Chicago, and I found a few. And we'll show them in a little bit.
Oh yeah, I want to see these. Also, what are some of Justin? There've been a lot of products that have come out this year.
Late hit.
What have been some of your favorite products?
Let's see. So
year?
I got the Poly Mega this year. That was good. I want to rip some more games on it. Let's see. I just got the N64 module for it, or ordered it. The Analog Pocket. It's okay. It's not my daughter's favorite, so that upset me. It stung when she said that the game inserting doesn't feel authentic. And then that just got her to play the original Game Boy more, so that's okay. I'm actually excited about the Deluxe 2.0 back box for the pinball machine.
You got one coming now?
Not yet, but like I'm in contact with them to order it.
Yeah, that's my first big purchase of 2023, I do believe.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it.
So I need some help with a PC because the PC that I have right now is pretty good, but I just got Rocksmith. Anyway, what I was going to do was I was going to replace this streaming computer with a Mac, which would free up this PC to be used for pinball. But now I'm like all into Rocksmith, which is just awesome. It's like Rock Band, but a real guitar. And I like bought a whole bunch of songs. And it's for PC basically. So I'm going to leave this streaming computer as a PC. And so I'm going to have to buy, the pinball PC. So if you guys got some recommendations of like, what level graphics card should I go with,
Yeah, you got to go over the 16 whatever level it is. Like I went with a pre-made build, and Nostalgia will talk your ear off about never do that because he's so much smarter than everybody from his time spent working at the cell phone kiosk at Walmart. So he will tell you that you do your own build, but just make sure that the graphics card is high enough, and you want to go with at least an i7. So
I see i7 and a GTX 1080.
No, you got to go above that.
You got to go above that.
Yeah.
This has like a 3080 in it, and I was going to use that, but that's almost overkill, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right, so Arcade Mountain, back on the Super Game Room dudes, we had asked viewers to participate in what I thought people would be interested in doing was a Halloween costume contest. And whatchamacallit, impersonate the Super Game Room dudes. We only got like 3 entries. Arcade Mountain Brandon was one of them, and I think you guys would enjoy the video. So I'm going to try and find the video, and I'm going to play it for you guys right now. It's actually pretty funny. I just got to find the video. Just bear with me.
All right. Well, while you're looking for the videos, I'll talk about my favorite product of the year. It definitely was Blitz. Again, Blitz was not a cabinet that I played. I had no nostalgic connection with it. I had no idea what to expect. When I bought it, it was well after reviews were out. People were, saying they didn't like it for XYZ, whether it had 30 frames per second or if it didn't have online. And despite all that noise, I took a chance on it, and it's definitely the best cabinet I have that I just enjoy playing. And when people come over there, enjoy playing. Now I purchased it at full price from Sam, so I did get the one with the stool. At the time, it was $667.78 what I paid with tax and all that. And so at that time, that was well worth it to me. I was enjoying the cabinet, but thankfully I bought it from Sam's because the prices went down. And when the prices went down, I contacted Sam, said, "Hey, this thing, you reduced the price," and they took off $349.88 of my price. So I ended up paying $317 for it. I know some people have gotten the lower than that, but I was ecstatic that I'm enjoying the game, loving the game, but I also was able to take advantage of the price reduction and save some money on it that I didn't even need to be saved or didn't care to have spent. I was still able to get that back. So that made my year. You know what I mean? That was $349 that I can apply to something else. So definitely the best purchase of the year.
Now, what is? I remember you responded to someone with the FPS answer. Does it have 30 or 60 FPS? Do you remember what she said?
Yeah, vaguely. I said I'm having too much fun playing the thing.
You were like, it's got 60 fun per second.
60 fun. Oh, so
he said something like that.
Basically, guys, don't troll Carl on Facebook because Carl will troll your ass right back. Like me, I've it's taken me a long time to literally, like, if I share something in a Facebook group and if someone trolls me, I just ignore them. But I used to go back and forth with people, which is a complete waste of everyone's time. But guys, Carl will troll you back. And Carl,
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Like even when spammers call my house, trying to do the scams, I love it because they're going to get abused, But the one thing the guy was saying something like, "Oh, you must need glasses if you can't tell if it was 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. Anybody can tell," and blah blah blah. I said, well, all you gotta do is watch the video. If anybody can do it, find one of those people, have them watch the video, and they'll tell you because clearly you don't know and I don't know. So
really clear. Your video was great, Carl, but like. You got to understand, some people are nuts. Like to you and me, like we just want to have fun. Like I don't really give a shit about the 60 frames per second, but like there's other people that really, pick apart aspect ratio. Like they go to Digital Foundry to like look at the graphics on like the Sega Genesis Mini 2 that came out. Like just really hardcore stuff and want to pick it apart. So if you're concerned about is it running at 60 or 30 frames per second. Don't ask Carl. Probably don't ask me because we're too busy just playing the game and trying to enjoy it.
All right, guys, I'm going to play this right now. This is less than a minute. Let's take a look at this Super Game Room Dudes impersonation that we never got to share with anybody back during Halloween. Let's see. I'll see if there's audio. Is there audio? Is there no audio?
Oh, we can hear it.
You can hear
my
it.
dudes.
Okay.
Yeah. PDubs Loft Arcade. Hope you're having a great night. Super Game Room Dudes tonight is being hosted by just me because I'm the best, so why not? And I gotta tell you about my favorite candy since it's Halloween and all the Halloween shenanigans that we always do. I gotta tell you, the whatchamacallit. It is the best candy for your arcade. If you haven't tried this, you need to have it in your arcade every night. Can't lie. Tune in next time for Super Game Room Dudes.
Oh, I love Arcade Mountain. Good stuff.
So going back just a quick second, I have to apologize.
You might be muted now.
Wasn't that good? He did a great job.
That was good.
Go ahead, Mike.
Going back a quick second, I have to apologize. When you said 1080, I thought you said 1060. As somebody more qualified than me, both She Lion and Endless One Up commented that you should be able to play Pinball FX on a 1080, so you can talk to them. I don't know about visual pinball. I was a little cautious. I went a little bit higher when I bought my PC for my ALP because I wanted to make sure there were no limitations. So, I mean, talk to some people that are more educated than I am.
Cool.
What was the young man who did the impersonation of all of us?
Oh, Managing Chaos is the Twitter profile.
Chris.
Yep, I have that video. You guys got to see this. All right, I'll find that. Keep the conversation going, Justin.
All right. This year was an interesting year. Blitz. When it comes to Blitz, I think it's weird because I was playing it and it's 960p, and that's good, but it's an interesting game because clearly when the game kicks in and whenever it draws polygons, it looks really good. Like you look at the character and the characters running across the field look high definition, right? They look high quality. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the text doesn't look, I think they're scaling the text like it's some type of different technology for that game. And it's like, it's still the 240 and then they blew it up. So like the 60 frames per second, 30 frames per second, like I think it's 60 frames per second, but also it's very nuanced if you're gonna pick it out. And then I was doing Rocksmith earlier today, and I want to build an app that does a test, and it's like listen closely for this tone, because Rocksmith basically forces you to do this. Listen closely for this tone, and there's going to be a light that flashes, and what you want to do is turn the knob until the sound and the light flashes at the same time. And essentially, I was doing that today, and when I was in the 16 millisecond range of like it's dead on, I'm seeing the synchronization. When I moved it 1 or 2 dots, I couldn't tell. Like I'm like, how do I get more granular? Can we slow down time a little bit so that I get that thing perfect with my ears and my eyes? And I wonder if that test was online. It'd be like, can you tell the difference between a frame or two? You know, and forget about you're trying to do the move or your muscle memory of playing the fighting game. No, forget all that. It's just synchronize audio and then run a test 5 times and it comes back and go, you have lag. You have variable lag. Like you can't tell the difference between 4 milliseconds and 8 milliseconds. I don't think anyone can. Not anyone I've met. Maybe Tetris, you know, the Tetris people that like play with the controller backwards and they rub it on their knee, so they can get multiple taps within a single frame on Tetris. Those crazy people can tell the difference between 4 milliseconds and 8 milliseconds, but I can't.
Are you talking about just via the naked eye?
Yeah, we're talking about
what is
via the naked
this
eye.
on the screen here?
That's the chat that we were talking about.
2001 per second.
Oh, go ahead. Put that back up. Go ahead. Put that back up. This is why you don't mess with Carl. Don't judge me. I was enjoying it too much to count the frames per second. I think it was 2,000 fun per second.
That's right.
That cracks me up when I saw that.
And then he was say, if you can't tell the difference, 30 to 40, that's a major issue. Like, oh man, the majority can. I'm like, well, get one of those majority and tell them to watch the video.
Yeah, everyone, tell me what's my
both.
frames. What's my frames per second right now? I'm gonna move my hand really slowly. Can you tell me?
Yeah, you're
how many
at
frames per second?
You're at about 58. You're about 58.
58.
Yeah,
30.
58. Yeah.
I'm gonna move my hand fast. Now, can you tell if it's 60
still
or 30?
at 30 frames per second.
That's 30 frames per second.
So I think another New Year's resolution I'm going to go with next year is when someone tries to correct me on my video or tell me how I'm doing something wrong, I was just ignoring them and then going on and talking to the positive people. But I think next year I'm just going to tell everybody to eat shit.
I love this comment right here by Brett. Everything on the Super Game Room dudes runs at 60.39 frames per second. Absolutely, my friend. Way to go.
I think that was funds per second as well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, 60 funds per second. I did get a comment on my channel recently, and I was probably a little snarky, and I regret that. But it's an interesting conversation. The person said, because I was talking about there's a firmware update for Blitz, and they're like, I get triggered anytime someone says firmware update. It's software update. And I'm like, Blitz is a native app. It's not an Android. It's not APK. It has direct access to the hardware. Like, what else are you going to call it? When, like, so what are you supposed to do in this situation when someone, says a comment about accuracy, but you're like, wait, no, how I said it was accurate. Also, who cares? You know what I'm talking about.
Right. And what you're saying is actually not accurate.
So what I usually say is, Nostalgia, you're such a piece of shit. That's what I do exactly in that comment all the time.
And you guys hear it from me all the time. I always say I don't pay attention to most of those guys because without the internet, they would only have their grandmother as their audience.
Yeah, so I got to give some Nostalgia some credit. He really, I've been doing this a long time, and I used to always just say, thanks for your constructive criticism. I used to actually respond to the people that were being especially incorrectly or negative to me for no reason.
You've made that comment to me before. Was I being a jerk?
So anyways, Nostalgia said, just don't talk to them at all. Just leave their comment up. Don't like it. Don't hurt. Don't respond. Don't engage at all. Just let them bask in obscurity. And I've been doing that. I felt a lot better ever since.
Yeah, that's probably
All
right.
Any other favorite things about 2022?
I've just been talking about negatives. Can we talk about good things now?
Yeah,
I love my
B,
Dragon's Lair
B
cat.
cuddled with us.
Oh yeah, no, actually, that was actually
He's a cuddler.
That was actually one of the darker moments because then B got on me, straddled me, and rode me like I was wet, and then put me away dirty.
Yeah, he didn't do that with me.
One of my favorite moments of the year is Justin and I were always, I would have to say, competitive of each other. And then this year, you and I found a way to become friends. And that was a surprise.
Was it competitive?
Well, I mean,
I get triggered. Anytime anyone ever says competitive. No.
Yeah. But yeah, we found a way to, become friends and, collaborate on some stuff throughout the year. And I really appreciate that. So,
yeah, I think the Chicago trip really helped. I learned,
well, the reach arounds in Chicago really helped.
now I'm going to say it if people don't know it. Okay. So I felt like a piece of crap because PDubs is a jerk. Yet he gave his food to a homeless guy in Chicago, and I snubbed that homeless guy. And I was like, I'm the bad guy. I was like, that was really nice of you, PDubs. That was like, you had total extra food, and you're like, here you go. It impressed me.
Well,
it really did.
I did order too much. My eyes were bigger than my stomach.
I ordered too much, but I was like, get out of here.
So
the homeless guy was Nostalgia. You win the live chat. He wins. MG wins tonight.
So
you can't top that comment.
I kudos to PDubs and stuff like that, but I'm not going to say who, but there were a couple people at the table that gave food. But I appreciate the fact that you only remember PDubs doing it.
PDubs was the first person to do it.
No,
this homeless.
The way I remember it is PDubs spoke out loud first.
Yeah, okay.
And then there was an overwhelming yeah.
Yeah. When the homeless guy came into the White Castle, what did the store manager immediately start yelling at him? Like the
Yeah.
So we're assuming he's homeless. Obviously, we don't know. He could have been living in a shelter. Okay. He could have a home. We're assuming he's homeless.
Okay.
But
let's not assume then.
Yeah.
So a man came into the.
There was a hungry man who obviously didn't have enough money.
He didn't have money. The manager kicked him out.
Let's break it down.
So when he came back, go ahead. Let's break it down.
He was about 5'10". He was very furry, bearded, covered in dirt and filth.
So it was nostalgia.
The smell was terrible,
So
And
he was nostalgia.
he did
And about
ask
100
us.
pounds.
He asked us for food and told us in exchange he would tell us how to mod the PlayStation Classic in 2022.
He was nostalgia.
It was nostalgia the entire time.
He was there. He was with us.
Yes, and he was wearing some weird Superman baseball hat. Oh man,
Yeah, that was horrible.
it all
The
makes sense now.
Chicago event, finally getting to Galloping Ghost, meeting you guys in person, and just the fun and lifelong memories from that trip, like watching you slunk down out on the street, like half asleep by Galloping Ghost, watching Beacon completely passed out on the patio afterwards, all the sneaky cigarettes. The Chicago trip was amazing, and I would love to live it again.
We're
Yeah.
going
Well,
to.
are we doing spring break or are we waiting until the summer? I would like to do spring break.
Whoa, you want to do spring break?
Hell yeah, man! We should get together in
Wait,
like
are we going to
March,
do
April.
spring and summer?
Why not? Families are overrated.
Can you do that, Mike?
No, I can't. And also, I tell you guys, if we go to California, my whole family's going to be coming with me. I can't go to Disney without my family. So that one's going to be a hard trip for me.
Yeah.
Well, Vegas it is. Vegas it is.
So, despite the fact that every week we give Arcade One Up the riot act and put high expectations on them, which are deserved, especially with the prices they're charging until the last month, with the prices being so low. It makes it hard to complain when a cabinet's $200. You know?
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it
when
changes
it's
the
$6,
game
$7,
for
when
sure.
it's $6, $7, $8, $900, $1,000, you really got to hold them accountable for that money. But despite all that, what is like your favorite thing that they put out this year? Let's try and think of something positive here, guys. So, like Mike, you were talking about Dragon's Lair. Was that your favorite thing that you got from Arcade One Up this year?
Yeah, in terms of 3/4 scale cabs, definitely Dragon's Lair is my favorite cab I got from Arcade One Up this past year. My most surprising cab I like the most that I didn't think I would even buy, but went on sale, and it's the same thing you guys are saying for $200. Of course, you're going to get it. Was Blitz. Blitz has been a lot of fun, and the online has been great. The only thing I still don't understand is I don't know why they had to do so much to change it from what it was. The HD upscale to me feels like it was unnecessary, and there's still some artifacts that seem like they're messed up from that. In terms of other things I really liked, and I'm being long-winded, I apologize, guys. I love the change to the XL form factor and the Pro form factor. I don't like the execution of either. Obviously, with the XL cabinets, it was the shitty TN monitors, completely botched that experience for both those cabs they released. And then with the KI Pro, you can't use the word Pro and then not deliver a Pro. And to this point, I haven't got mine yet, but it seems like that's where they went with it. So
Maybe
that's everything I like this year.
Maybe it's like Stern. This is their Pro cabinet. They just haven't released their
The
premium.
premium. How much is the goddamn premium going to cost? And it's still not going to be consumer close or tournament
It's
close.
$1,100 for the premium. So maybe it's because of the time of the year, but I'm thinking back to everything I got earlier, and nothing has actually excited me as much as Blitz right now.
Mhm.
Like, I've been playing Blitz, and so far every game. Now I've been playing a couple offline because I'm like trying to get better, but it's hard because like the computer totally cheats, right?
Completely cheats.
But the online so far, I've just been playing Blitz 99 for some reason. I just keep going to Blitz 99, and it's a lot of fun. I think
actually prefer the Blitz, just regular Blitz. That seemed to be my favorite I go to. But I tried the 2000, and this you can lateral the ball and do all kinds of fancy stuff with the 2000 that's not available in Blitz. So I'll expand to more of the other games for sure.
so. It's really weird because I didn't pay $200. I bet there's a ton of people. This is weird. For $172, some people are picking up the Blitz for, and it's towards the
with
end
a
of the year.
stool. With a stool.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the key.
Those, and I've seen hundreds of posts, right, on Facebook. I have hundreds, maybe not hundreds, but the video that I put out that was like, oh my gosh, you got to rush to Sam's is filled with, oh my God, I got it. And I'm like, whoa, they got it. Like they're going to Sam's and getting them.
Go ahead, Mike.
I stopped talking because you put your hand up. Mike.
I know he does that.
Now, BA with a huge super chat to say Merry Christmas. I wanted to say thank you, even though this is Patrick's money. I still think it's cool that you gave it to us.
Thank you so much for the big $20 super chat. Thanks so much, BA. He also was a winner on my 15K giveaway, which, by the way, guys, if anyone's watching, if you won your prizes, next week when I'm on vacation from work after Christmas, I'll be heading to the post office and UPS to ship everything out. So expect emails from me with tracking numbers and all that kinds of stuff. Guys, if we're going to talk about a lot of products came out this year. Can I go? Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I guess it's your show. You go ahead. I think I was going to go the same place you were going to go, but you go ahead.
I would have to say that out of all the Arcade 1-Up products that I purchased and review, it's kind of tough to say which one was the bestie of the best, right? Because I really like the Defender Partycade. I really like Dragon's Lair. And I'll be honest, guys, I really love the Tron cabinet, even though everyone knows I was dogging on it because to me, Tron was like, oh God, these games aren't exciting. It's been so many years, these games. But I've really come to love the Tron cabinet, especially with the mods we did. But I think my favorite cabinet was Dragon's Lair. Yes, there's an audio delay. Yes, the audio's off by 12 frames. I guess it's been scientifically proven. Me being more of a casual Dragon's Lair player, it doesn't bother me as much, but I fully support the community that I hope Arcade 1-Up will still eventually patch it and send out some kind of patch for everybody. Console Kids, would this be a firmware or a software update, my friend?
I think it's DLC.
I don't want you to get triggered. Which one?
It's DLC.
It's DLC is the answer. It's an APK update in their Google commercial store. I don't know.
Yeah. And, I've made a lot of videos where I crap on Arcade 1-Up products, but this is one of the products where you could tell in the video that I absolutely love this thing. I'm not going to get rid of this thing. This thing is a stunner. You know what I mean? I love this cabinet. I think this was my favorite Arcade 1-Up purchase of the year. So.
Now, is this your favorite because you didn't have to use your phone as that second screen?
Oh, man, I never would have bought it if it was bring your own phone.
Yeah,
I never would have bought it. But yeah, that alphanumeric display was incredible. So, yeah.
I mean, it's not perfect. There are a few faults with it. I'm not going to say it because I'm giving away my review. So I'll just say, yeah, great cab.
Mike, the cabinet's been out for 2 years.
I know you've done your review, but I still think some people might watch mine, PDubs. So I'm just.
I'm not saying that. You're like, I'm not going to tell people what I think. Come on, Mike. You don't like it.
I'm not going to tell you because this is not Super Game Rooms news. If it was Super Game Rooms, he would share it. But since it's your channel,
you can't get the milk for free, PDubs.
Oh, look at Michael B. But
stay tuned to Michael B. the Game Genie's channel.
I thought it was a great cabinet. I love having it in my collection, and it's definitely this cabinet and Tron and Star Wars are like before it was just Star Wars. I was like, I could get rid of every Arcade 1-Up I own and just go multicades and DIYs and modded cabinets, but keep Star Wars. Like Star Wars is now it's these three. I will never get rid of Dragon's Lair, and I will never get rid of Tron. Tron, Dragon's Lair, and Star Wars, if you have them lined up in your row, let's be honest, although these aren't the real arcades, but if you want to call them toy arcades, they look pretty effing good in your arcade room. Like every time I look at those three cabinets side by side in my loft, I get a little excited. I'm like, this looks great. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Now you got an affiliate link for that?
No.
So I was a little bit late, so I apologize if we already covered this, but we're talking about our favorite arcade moments of 2022. And one of the home arcade companies released their updated new cabinet this year. And have we talked about it at all?
Are you talking about iArcade?
Yeah, the gold. We finally got the 2.0, the gold edition.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I got the gold.
Is it good? Are you happy with it?
And you know what? By the way, I got the gold, and the other day they pushed a firmware update to it. Because these arcade companies have access to the full file system, not just software patches. They can patch hardware as well in their firmware updates. They can, they can play with the input driver of the OS. They could patch Linux if they want. I think that's called a firmware update. They could, in the firmware update, they can do everything but upload the bootloader, because then that would brick that would brick it. So I do like how Arcade 1-Up and Act Games and iArcade, all three of them have the ability to do firmware updates. That's my favorite part.
Yeah,
I'm now.
it wasn't like that a couple of years ago. It
That's
was
right.
we were all like, Arcade 1-Up needs to add online, and now they have.
That's right.
Yeah. So for Act Games, my favorite thing this year from them, even though the Dr. Seuss pinball games are all the hype right now, was the bit LCD. Arcade 1-Up Dragon's Lair cabinet for me, and obviously with iArcade, I mean you gotta like the gold cabs. Provided we're still waiting on stuff to come out. We're still waiting on new user interface. We're still waiting on the light gun games and the light gun firmware. Like it's a product with a high ceiling, and I do support it, and I'm a big fan of it. But it's not a product that you can say is the most amazing thing in the world until they give us all this stuff. You know what I mean, and really elevate it.
So what I want you to do is look at it the kind of the way people are trying to look at the lens that they're doing right now in KI Pro. They're comparing KI Pro to the original Killer Instinct and saying this, this, and this. Do you think that it was worth the extra money from the upgrade from the original iArcade to the iArcade Gold?
Are you talking about for the $800 pre-order price?
That's
Sure.
interesting.
$800 pre-order price or $999 compared to what you could buy a iArcade for right now.
I've
I
told
see.
people many times. I mean, when I reviewed that cabinet, I told people don't spend $1,000 on it. Wait till it's on sale. 800 or less.
See, what I thought you were gonna say is what's better, the Gen 1, which was $399, or the $800 one, because it's double the price. That's tough.
Yeah.
I own both, and that's what I paid for both. I paid half as much for Gen 1.
Yeah. Now, which gold edition did you get, Justin? Did you get Space Invaders like me?
I got Space Invaders. I think when you're standing in front of it, I was thinking about it when I was playing it the other day. It was like you're looking at the game and you're comparing it to the original, and I have it quiet enough that I'm not really sure if I'm taking advantage of the sound between the two. Maybe. I think the big difference on the iArcade Gold is when you step away from it and you look at it from afar. Like my wife doesn't mind that the iArcade is in our living room basement area right now. She wants it gone for sure, but she's tolerating it, whereas she did not tolerate the Gen 1 iArcade. She's like, that's ugly, get it out of here. But the Space Invaders, she was like, we talked about, we bought this house for all this extra space, and anyway, there's something to be said there.
Yeah.
Well, I would agree that the iArcade Gold Edition definitely is a much better looking one. I didn't buy it personally because I can't justify having two of them. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't play it that often enough. But that's always if I have all these on, that's the only dark spot in my line, which I absolutely just despise, not having that backlit marquee. So I would love to get it, but again, I can't justify.
And you got the Double Dragon one, right, Carl?
Double Dragon.
Black edition.
I love. Yeah, Black Edition. I didn't like that I had to put my own stickers on.
Yeah,
it,
I call that one the peel and stick edition.
Yeah, but it's turned out I am lousy with putting that stuff on, but I did a really great job with that, so I was really surprised by that. I was surprised that I had to do it, and I was surprised that it didn't look jacked up once I got done. But I still like the cabinet. It looks awesome, but I wish it had a backlit marquee. And they had some people that come out with some innovating ideas, but none of them looked great enough for me to pull the trigger on to make it backlit. But would love to have the gold one, but I'm not going to shell out $800 to get a backlit marquee.
I took the jump on Progress. I paid for it myself. I did get it early. Lucky enough, they were really cool with that, because I'll always throw that preamble out there because I'm selfish, and I'll say, listen, I'll buy this, but is there any way you can get it to me early? And they were kind enough. They made sure I got mine around the same time as PDubs, who I think you got the only demo unit at all for the iArcade Gold, right, PDubs?
Not. I don't know. Did they send out more?
No, I think you were the only demo unit.
Interesting. Well, I mean, keep in mind, it's not free to send out these units.
No, jeez, no.
iArcade, I remember when they released their standard edition, they sent out, Must have been well over 15 review units.
Yeah, I got one. Nostalgia got one. I don't know who else. I think they sent you not the original, but they sent you the Retromania cab.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So they sent out a bunch of those, and I think they sent out what was it, the Space Ace one to my buddies that do the podcast with Cool Toy.
Complete Geek TV.
Complete Geek TV. And they did an awesome cinematic review of that. So, anyways, the point that I was trying to make was I took a chance on it because of what it could be and what I wanted the original iArcade to be. I'm a huge fan of the iArcade. I love my original cabinet. I got this. It did what I hoped it would do. I love the light up marquee. I love the new form factor. I will say, like the audio, I'm not really noticing that huge a difference with the audio with the JBL Harman yet, and maybe I just don't know the intricacies of the audio enough to pick up on the differences, but it does sound cool, and I'm still waiting for them to add in the extra stuff. Like I want to see light gun games, I want to see that. I think the bigger conversation with iArcade this year is the games and like some of the new games that came out. I think that iArcade, and this might be a controversial topic, I think they quietly had a pretty good year in terms of really good content coming out. I think it's too bad people were too fixated on the conversation about AAA games that they missed some really good stuff that went on there, whether it was indie titles that are a little, underappreciated, or if it's some of the classic arcade games they brought out that were still really cool. Like the IRM stuff towards the end of the year, that was big in my opinion. Like it's all, hidden gem type stuff, but all really good. So I think they didn't have the crazy year we all hoped. We didn't get Shredder's Revenge, Streets of Rage 4, or any of those huge titles, but there were a lot of good stuff that came on iArcade this year.
Yeah. I wouldn't say they had a bad year. I talked about this on Monday on the podcast show on Multigame Mondays. I said they didn't have a bad year, but they didn't have as good of a year as they did their first year. I think there was a little bit of a sophomore jinx, and that's just my personal opinion. If you disagree with me and thought that year 2 was better than year 1, it's totally fine. We're not here to all agree with each other, but in my opinion, I think it was just a little bit beneath year 1. What they accomplished in year 1, you cannot deny was pretty incredible in year 1.
Right.
Even though there's a lot of people who are like, oh my God, they didn't release Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter or Frogger or Defender, so that means they suck. What they accomplished in their first year is pretty incredible. All the features that they added to the cabinets, 300 some games in the store, several updates to the mobile app, some updates to the UI, adding features, jukebox mode, like that first, and plus adding a bunch of really like Mayhem Brawler, Retromania Wrestling. I mean, there was some pretty exciting stuff being added that first year, but second year I think was a little bit quieter. I'm hoping next year they have a bigger year than year 1. I mean, but I don't think they had a bad year, Mike. I just don't think it was good as year 1.
I have a question about the iArcade, and I don't know if you guys know the answer or not, but do they even have a game that utilizes all 6 buttons?
Any of the fighting games do? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't play a lot of the fighting games. I think that if you play, what's that first-person shooter? Dead Effect 2. I think Dead Effect 2 actually utilizes all 6 buttons and more.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think there's an interesting. Tell me if I'm wrong here. I'm still coming up with it off the top of my head, but
Dead Cells uses every button. Yep.
Year 2 of iArcade and the KI Pro, I think they have something in common. It may be a little controversial, but one of the reasons why people are upset about the KI Pro, it's called a Pro. It's how you present it. It's this idea that a year ago they said we're going to come out with this Pro. So before it's announced, there's a perception that's being painted of what it's going to be. And then there's a letdown, and people say it's the word Pro and $1,000. Those two things make it, not worth it. And then there's this common phrase of like, oh man, Blitz is not online and we deserve better, and MVC2 is not online, we deserve better, especially at that high price. So there's this definitely a high price. When you look at year 1 of iArcade and then year 2 of iArcade, I don't remember there being anything from iArcade saying what they were going to do. They just did it. Bam, here's a game. Bam, here's a game. Bam, here's a game. And we were just like, whoa, this is awesome, right? We're
Yeah,
gonna
they
come
went
out with the
nuts.
glass. Boom! I'm getting that. Didn't know that was
Yep.
coming. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
buy
great.
that.
Yeah.
And then year 2, there was a marketing shift. There was, you can't believe what we got coming out soon. We got some AAA bangers coming. That was a perception. And then those words can mean anything to anybody. And then as things came out, some people said, well, that's not what I thought you meant. But they didn't really say anything specific because they were kind of trying to bury the lead. They were trying to kind of like not reveal exactly what was going to come out. So
Yeah.
they chose words, but then
Yeah.
people fantasize what those words meant. And then when you look back, you're like, ah. And some people are like, no, they were bangers.
That's a fair point. I said what I said, and I say I think they quietly had a good year. But you bring up an interesting point. They did kind of, that was there. You guys are looking for those bangers. Keep looking. And I hate that term bangers. Of course,
Sure.
it means sausages. But in terms of like really, really like big games, system sellers and stuff like that, we never got those. They never came. I'm just going to be honest with you. I love what they came out. I thought it was really good year, good strong year of great titles for the system.
Yeah.
But in terms of that marketing stance, that we're gonna kill it. It wasn't killed. And you also bring up a really good point too. You add something like the term gold cabinet, and that statement means gold standard. You kind of got to look at it the same way as you look at the pro. And is it really the gold? I mean, like, I don't know if it's the gold or if it was just a slightly updated cabinet. So that's a very fair point, Justin.
It's weird about the gold though, because when it comes to the screen, when it comes to the speakers, and comes to the joysticks, they set expectations of what the gold will be, and then they simply just delivered that expectation. So as the gold was being developed, they said they're not going to use name brand, they're going to use Baolane. Like, that was clear. Like, we're not using standard San Juan because we're like, we chose the clones that are actually really good, the more premier clones, and they're like, that's what you're going to get in the gold. So there was no disappointment. What you got is what you got. What you knew what you were paying for. With KI Pro, a whole bunch of people had an expectation. You're like, oh, it says HAP, that must mean competition. And so it's this thing where they weren't specific enough.
I'm not a enthusiast as far as the controllers and the joysticks and things like that. I would think if they was going to put a HAP competition, they would have said that. Period. You know what I mean? So I think people reached farther than what they're saying. We don't really have anything different what was delivered than what they had on their marketing page, other than maybe the screw hole covers weren't mentioned. I think, again, you're never going to satisfy everybody with any product, period. People have expectations. I think that's a very small group of people that are going to care that much about it. Those people will swap out those controls even if they were a higher grade. You know what I mean? Because to them, it has to work a certain way. So you're still going to have that degree of people like a Bobby Vu that's going to say, I got to have it, you know what I mean, my way, and I'm going to change that. That's not the majority of people. I think the majority of people that would buy it wouldn't feel the same way as that smaller group of people. Again, we're only talking about 500 people. We're only talking about 500 people, right?
Yeah.
We're only talking about 500 people.
But
and the reality of that 500
one,
people. Yeah, but again, the 500 people is from this core group, because I doubt that saying, many people outside of this group got a hold of KI unless they just stumbled upon Arcade1Up's website, because again, there was no marketing, no mass marketing.
You had to buy it direct. It was mostly advertised in the communities of streams and stuff.
Right. So so that's what makes it worse for Arcade1Up, because they knew who they was tailoring this to. You know what I mean? This hardcore group of people. So I couldn't see them not anticipating the outcry that they're getting as a result.
All right. So we got so I put in the live chat while you guys were talking. If bangers and AAA seem to be the most trigger words of the year. Like, if you say that in Facebook, Reddit, Discord, or on a YouTube video or on a podcast show, the community goes batshit crazy. Like, they just can't handle those terms. So I said, if that was the worst terms of the year, what were some of your favorites? Stevie B put here. Eat shit nostalgia. That really trended. Or nostalgia's a piece of shit. Really trended this year. I saw a couple
Merch
other
available
ones.
on my Shopify, by the way.
Where is it? Where is it? I saw it. I saw a hashtag. Guys, remember hashtag it's playable. That was
B.
That was
trendy
a good
for a
one.
while. That
Yeah.
that was
Become
going. I love Muller Meta clearance. That's the word, at least during the last couple of months here. Clearance is the word of 2020.
Yeah, we need like a word cloud is what we need of all
Yeah.
the buzzwords.
What other buzzword? Because I remember, like, think about it, Justin. If like you and was it Ralph? You guys didn't come up with Babycade. Like, would
Right.
Babycade have even been a thing? No, you guys came up with that, and that just took
Yeah.
off. Like,
That's right.
everyone calls it the Babycade still to this day.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So, but what else, guys? There had to have been some other stuff. For real, that was 2021, I think. Oh, tell all your friends about us. Yeah, that's Michael B. That's just starting.
Well, that's Batman. I got to give Batman credit.
Oh, the Get Loud crap. The Get Loud and then the Get
Oh,
Louder.
that's funny.
What
Well,
is up with the Get Loud? Get Loud! And
That
then
was
Papa
something-
Brad
that was
was
something-
like, Get
something-
louder, 100 watts.
that was something Liv said on the stream she did with us, Justin, on my channel, and she was
Yeah,
like, "Get
she
loud,
said get
tell us
loud,
what
and
you
then
want."
we were like, say it in the chat. We pumped it,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that if you and I wouldn't have pumped it, because I think
So-
she just said it. Like, I don't think there was a marketing plan behind Get Loud.
No,
She
she
just
just
said
meant
it.
she just meant, guys, be vocal about what you want, so we can take that feedback back to people at Arcade One Up and try to figure that out. I mean, what Liv does there, her main job, from what I understand, I don't know, she might be doing everything, but her main job was there for direct to consumer. So she's trying to build up the whole same thing that she did with Hasbro Pulse for Arcade One Up to come up with special cabs, special ideas. We like Dragon's Lair, we like Tron, and we like Star Wars. Liv was supposed to be there to develop. Liv was supposed to be there to develop a way for us to come up with a direct-to-consumer model where we could even crowdfund maybe some of these special 80s retro, and I'm going to keep sticking on the special 80s retro stuff, but those special cabs with all the bells and whistles, direct crowdfund those. So she was saying, get loud, get vocal, make sure you go on social media, tell people what you want. And then the get louder part came because some people in the iArcade community were fighting with some people in the Arcade One Up community, and it was necessary to take shots at each other, I guess, to try to prove their point on which alpha community was more important.
So
I
we
still
should
think-
contact Liz. We should contact Liz if we want to see a pro Cubert. Is that what you're saying?
Oh,
Liz, who's Liz?
he means live.
I know.
Liv, I'm sorry.
Cocaine Bear is definitely going to take over 2023.
I told
guys.
you. Movie of the year, man.
Now that I've watched the trailer 4 times, thanks to you, Michael B, I'm actually pretty hyped about that movie coming out. $10 super chat from Galga Guy. Thank you to all the Super Game Room dudes this year, and you too, Justin.
Oh, thank
Love
you.
this community, all your channels. Hope you all have an even better 2023. Heading back to the woods now. Be careful if you meet Michael B there. Oh, behind the TJ Maxx, yeah, the virginity confession. That's pretty
Every time I passed the TJ Maxx in Chicago, it made me wonder, was that the one?
Was that the one? Was that the one where PDubs was in the backseat of his Oldsmobile Alero? Oh man, you're too funny. Whoa, I can't put that on the screen. What is that? Okay. What else, guys? What else you guys want to chat about?
I hope next year, what I'm excited about next year is I feel that someone is going to come along and bring balance to the force in the home arcade community. There's going to be less fighting. There's going to be less beating your chest talking about which arcade is the best, and more people just playing a bunch of shit and not trying to bring everybody else down. That's my guess.
I feel like that's coming. Like,
Who's the chosen one? Who's the chosen one? Which new YouTuber? You were the chosen one. Who's the chosen one?
It's not going to be a new YouTuber. I got a feeling
I don't know,
that
man.
Nostalgia,
My boy
Nostalgia is
SWAT.
going to make his grand return to covering home arcade, and he's going to bring balance to the force.
No, he's not.
he could. He has the power.
Yeah,
He's the only
yes.
person that he's the only content creator that I know that has zero ego. Zero.
Or
not
skill.
everyone has a high amount. I mean, there's a lot that are very humble, but his is like zero.
Who are you talking about?
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia doesn't have an ego. Excuse me, Justin. You might not know this because you didn't work at the cell phone counter at Walmart, but this is how everything actually is.
It's all pure sarcasm. He
It's
doesn't
not.
care.
He has
He
so
doesn't
much
care.
ego.
He doesn't care.
So here's what you haven't realized yet, because you're still in the honeymoon phase with Nostalgia. Nostalgia is Oscar. Nostalgia is the actually guy.
No, he's not.
Really
He's
is.
not. He's not. No, he's not Oscar.
Ask
He's not
PDubs.
actually.
Is Nostalgia the actually guy?
Yeah,
We're having a
absolutely.
conversation. He'll be like, actually.
Well, actually,
Sure, he'll correct you, but that doesn't mean he doesn't believe he has an overinflated self-image.
He personally then attacks you if you disagree with him.
In high level of sarcasm.
No.
Okay, how about
He's the
this?
worst.
Out of everyone that we know that we're friends with, you can beat the crap out of him and he won't retaliate. He won't. He leans into it always.
All
He
right.
always leans into the joke.
He's a good
He's like,
guy.
"You're right.
love
I am an
Nostalgia.
idiot."
But he doesn't need it.
So which newer channel do you guys think everyone should keep their eyes on during the year? Let's give some
Cool
plugs.
Cool toy.
No, not Cool Toy. Who do you guys think? Who have you become a fan of? We all watch everybody, like here and there.
No, I don't. I go out of my way to avoid watching most of the people in this space. I'm
I know
trying
what
to
we
get
can
less subscribers.
Just go into your YouTube studio and look at your audience that watches, other content creators that your audience watches, and I'll tell you the one that I think is in my list that works very, very hard, because YouTube is all just putting in the time. It's like make more content, right? And then making content that isn't interesting, intriguing enough to find favor in the users, whatever. And then they come back for more. They ended up hitting subscribe, and then YouTube reaches out to more people, right?
Mhm.
But no one watches the video you never make. And so
That's
you got to
true.
make content.
Well,
That's
speaking of watching the video, B Kong he's pulled over at Arby's in his Tesla, and he's watching us from the car.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He even
try
hit
not-
the like button. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. $10 super chat from Danny. He's got an arcade channel. It's gonna blow us all away.
There we go.
There you go. Hopefully, I did your maniacal laugh for some justice. A lot of votes for She Lion, Mr. Home Arcade, as well as Mr. Home Arcade.
Mr. Home Arcade. That's me. I'm Mr. Home Arcade.
I really like Ed at Digital Victory. Ed is just such a nice guy, and he makes pretty good content for virtual pinball. So I hope Ed does well.
All right. So on my channels, your audience watches Michael B, number 1, PDubs, 19K Fox, Mad Little Pixel, RGT 85. So those of us that don't cover Home Arcade, it's Mad Little Pixel, 100,000 subscribers. RGT 85, 445,000 subscribers. Then you got your Kongs R Us, you got your Cool Toy, you got your Retro Ralph. And then right under Retro Ralph, Console Fanboy.
Oh, okay.
Right under that, Mike of all trades. And then you got your Metal Jesus, your Sega Lord, your Retro Life, and the Retro Rick. So based on that, I'm thinking Mike of all trades and Console Fanboy are they're the chosen. One of them is the chosen one that's gonna.
You are the chosen one. I'm just gonna write that every time they drop a video. I'm just gonna
Maybe
write
Mike
it.
of all trades.
Moat
Maybe
does
Mike
a
of
good
all
job.
trades.
I like Moat. Moat does good work.
Yeah.
All right, so check this out. Channels that your audience watches. Here's my top 15. So Michael B. the Game Genie, Mad Little. You're number 1, Mike. Mad Little Pixel.
Something's going on. How he's number 1 with like everyone.
Mad Little Pixel. Number 2.
Maybe I'm just a
Console
really
Kids.
nice guy.
All right, let me burn
Hey.
through these. So Console
Sorry.
Kids, you're number 3. Channels my audience also watches.
Yay.
RGT 85. Check out number 5, 19K Fox. Cool Toy, Metal Jesus Rocks, Retro Ralph, Cogs R Us, Drew Talks, That's your top 10. Sega Lord X, John Hancock, Modern Vintage Gamer, GameSack, and the Retro
GameSack.
Life. That's the top 15 channels that my audience watches, besides me.
So
pretty funny.
I do want to bring up one point that you said, and I apologize. I'm not talking about the quality of his content, but you're saying that Zohar will bring balance to the Force. Zohar, with his calm demeanor and understanding of situations, will bring balance.
Do you know why?
to the Force.
Because he makes a ton of content.
You are the chosen one.
If there is one person in the community that I've seen
right.
create more chaos than anybody else, it's Zohar.
Yeah. Okay. Here you go. Let me give you another analytical approach. Okay. You may look at Console Fanboy and go, "Oh, he only has 1.6 subscribers." Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You know. So I was talking to him the other day. I was like, "Tell me how many unique viewers you have this month." And he's like, 15,000. I was like, that's a good number, right? Because mine's at 30. So someone who has 10 times less subscribers than me, only half the viewer base. Only half. So he encompasses a pretty large viewer base. 70% of I'm probably getting in trouble by him by saying this out loud. 70% of the people that watch his content don't subscribe. And so that means a ton of people watch him. They just don't want to give him the gratitude of that subscribe. But that's not wrong in YouTube space. In YouTube space, having a low subscribe count to viewers, that's totally fine.
I'm
Doesn't
expecting
Again,
next
we're-
year.
anything.
You're talking about YouTube statistics and who has opportunity to do well. I'm talking about bring balance to the Force and stop the fighting.
A person, yeah. So you have to have reach to be able to bring balance. You can't bring balance if a content creator can't bring balance.
You have to
if
have
no one wants
balance to bring balance.
That's fair. That's fair. I didn't say he's going to do a good job. I'm just saying he has a lot of potential.
This right here is the truth. Goofyfoot would have healed the universe, but Michael B kept banning him, and we had a free
mean
Goofy
about me earlier.
Operation
Really
Free
rude.
Goofyfoot had to help. All right, so that's good stuff, guys.
And so mine is pretty similar to yours. My top 15. All you guys are in the top 5. Console Kids first, Michael B, PDubs, 19K Fox, Kongs rounds out the top 5. Got Cool Toy, Retro Ralphs, Super Game Room Dudes, Console Fanboy, Mike of All Trades, She Lion, CT Jason, Killer Arcades, Third Floor Arcade with Jason, and Biggie D's Arcade tops off at 15.
So, anyone doing anything fun over the next Christmas and New Year's breaks? Anyone doing anything fun, exciting? I know I'll just say this real quick, and then you guys can answer my question. Sorry, Mike. I was going to take a social media break, but then a lot of stuff happened this week. There was a lot of great news. Plus, I had new products arrive at my house, and I was pretty excited. Like, I shared it with people. But like starting next week, I'm off work all week, but my plan is to stay the F off YouTube. I'm going to do my best because I really want to spend a lot of time with my wife and son. Just a heads up there, guys. If you're looking for Legends Unchained, that'll be coming out on Christmas. So just a couple days away, guys. So just a heads up there. But that's a topic for another stream. But that's my plan, is I just want to spend time with the family over the next week. What about you guys? You guys doing anything fun? Vacations, anything? You guys doing anything? Let us know.
After I get off this...
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead, Justin. That's fine.
I've been off this week. It's been fantastic. And I'm off next week as well. And I do plan on... That's the thing. That sponsor, they're like, we want you to do your Sunday podcasts on Sunday, Christmas Day, and New Year's, and we'll sponsor it. And I'm like, whatever.
No.
I'm going to do it because I planned on doing the show anyway. So whatever. But now I feel like I'm forced to do it, which I don't like, but whatever.
Carl, you go next. I am always talking, man. I'm always cutting you off, and I love you so much. I don't ever want you to feel that I do that intentionally.
I never felt that way. I mean, you're an ass to nostalgia, but never to me. So, I
haven't finished Pornhub yet, but I plan to. I'm so sorry, Carl, but that's just too good of a comment. All right, Carl, what are your big plans for Christmas? Let me know, my dude.
Oh, spending time with the family. I was off like Justin this week. I think it was just Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week, and then I'm off next week. I plan to make more videos because I don't do it the rest of the year. So I have another program another series I'm starting where I highlight mods that people have modded, and so I'll release that video probably within the next day or two.
Ooh, you should call it the next level.
The next level mods.
Shitster, Mike.
The next level.
You should call it multi
level above.
Monday mods and only do episodes on Monday.
The upper deck. The upper deck level.
What?
Yeah, and that's it. So and just relax as much as I can. Spend time with the family. That's the key.
Yeah.
And I do plan to finally let my wife know that I have a PlayStation 5 and she's now allowed to play.
Where's it hiding? Where's it hiding?
It's down in the man cave. She don't come down here.
Are you gonna wrap it up and put it under the tree?
No, I'm gonna take it up, set up on the family room. She'll finally get to play God of War because she really loves God of War. We played that all the time together in the past. So I might say I borrowed it from my neighbor. Who knows what I'm gonna say?
Just put it under the tree.
I'll put it next to the tree.
So right after we get off this stream, I have to build my Pac-Mania cab, and I can't wait. This may be the worst cab Arcade 1-Up has ever released. And I'm
why
so
did
excited.
you buy the Pac-Mania?
Because it went on sale for $299 here, $350 off, and there's something wrong with me. There's something legitimately
that's
wrong
fair.
with me.
No,
Yeah.
$299.
I mean, like
$299
$299 Canadian.
That's a great cabinet, great price. I just wish it had a different skin.
But I like the wacky skin. I wish it had a 3D marquee and a better screen. That's my two.
You should do this. You should live stream it, but make sure you set up your camera on the right side and live stream like that.
So I don't try to do as much like live stream. I don't think about that. So I definitely I understand what you're saying, but I wouldn't live stream that. My plan over the next little while is I had plans and I just ran out of time getting ready. Like I was Christmas shopping today, for God's sakes. So I ran out of time. I'm hoping to get my Dragon's Lair review done, even though PDubs did one. I got to try to do one too. So we'll see if we can do anything with that.
You can do one because I didn't put the final word on the thumbnail.
The final word.
If I put the final word on the
title
thumbnail,
gonna be, Mike?
No one's allowed to make a video. Oh,
what's my title going to be? I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I usually my reviews, I'm kind of boring. I just say Arcade 1-Up Dragon Lair review.
No,
I know. I gotta spice it up.
Do some type of like the official final last all be all
the
review.
Definitive Arcade 1-Up, real, honest, no bullshit, true review.
I'm the only honest content creator is what the name of the title.
Just say Dragon's Lair, no shields added.
Yeah. So I also will be honest with you. I'm hoping to get 3 videos done and live stream done over the course of the next little while. Still haven't done my live stream gameplay of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I may hold off until the online's ready. I heard a rumor the online might be ready for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 relatively soon. So I'll probably hold off from doing my live stream on that until MVC2's live capabilities are up. But I want to get my Dragon's Lair review done, and I also want to do an updated game tour for the end of 2022, my 3 arcades, and show you what I'm rocking, why I made the changes I did, and what I can see happening in the future. I think that's a fun year-end video that I think all you guys should do it. Just tour your arcades and changes you made.
That would involve cleaning, so the answer is no.
Well, that's the problem I'm having now. All our Christmas presents are down in my arcade.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a real game room tour. Is what I'm gonna do.
Honest game room tour.
Show them, an honest game room tour, and it shows like I'm like kicking dust bunnies out of the way.
We're probably gonna ruffle some feathers, but I've said this before many times on many streams and in many content. The #1 video on YouTube that I will never watch, and you'll never get me to click on your video, is when you say honest review. Because all of your reviews
all my
should
new
be
videos
honest.
are now honest reviews.
And that tells me if I look at your channel and I see you reviewed 6 products and only one of them you labeled honest review, and you think you're being honest just because you're shitting on it, I'm not going to watch the other 5 either, because they're obviously
like
not
honest reviews. Honest reviews are good. You know the expectation when you click on it. They're going to say one thing. They're going to say one thing wrong.
Ever.
That's what honest review means. Honest review means I'm going to say at least one thing negative about it.
It's still.
I'll pick it
it's
apart. I'll
clickbait.
find
It's
something.
clickbait.
I'll
I
find
hate that
something to
clickbait.
say wrong about it. And everyone in the chat will be like, dude, thank you so much for being
Just
honest
say,
because you said that one negative thing about it. It's like, that's
Yeah.
all it takes to get you to believe that someone's honest.
just make your title Pac-Mania Arcade 1-Up review. It's a piece of shit. I guarantee you people are going to click on it.
I will
what I
tell
mean?
you every single title I'm going to make in the new
Thanks
year
for the
is
super
going to
chat,
be
Tim.
every single
ahead.
title I'm going to make in the new year is I'm going to show a product like a retro game, and then it's going to say I should have just bought a Raspberry Pi.
Dude, my
that.
series for 2023, I have one episode. It's called "You Should Just Get a Raspberry Pi." That's the name of the video. You
Can
should
we-
just get a Raspberry Pi.
Can we talk
It's
about
gonna be
something real
great.
quick? That Pac-Mania cabinet. I made a video and I called it Pac-Mania is running wild or whatever earlier in the year after that got
it's like
announced.
the top ranked Pac-Mania video actually.
Yeah, like on after it got announced at CES and we got a little bit of the facts and features. Like I got pretty excited about that Pac-Mania cabinet. I thought that was going to be a win. But when you found out about the monitor, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I never bought it. I'm sticking with my class of 81 for now. I really like my class of 81, even though it doesn't have Pac-Man himself on there. But I'm really disappointed because I thought that was going to be a cool cabinet to have, like Pac-Mania's running wild. Like, oh man,
it's a really cool looking.
And I like
cabinet.
the shape. The shape.
Yeah, I like the shape too.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a really cool looking cabinet. There's a lot of fun things I like about it, but like for me, the two things that kill it is the fact that the screen and the marquee. But I'm happy that I could get it for such a blowout discount price here in Canada. Arcade 1-Ups with all these bells and whistles have never been that low. I've never seen one $299, especially this close to its release. So I wasn't not picking it up, and now I've got two Pac-Man cabs in my house. I'm going to keep my Bandai Namco legacy from last year. I'm going to keep this one, put it somewhere else, and when I want to do score chasing, I'll burn out my eyes on the horrible screen and see what kind of scores I can put up.
I got a question for you guys, and we've had a chat before, so we all know what I do and don't know about the upcoming year. I don't know the number of titles of Arcade 1-Ups are going to come out. I mentioned that because I want to ask you guys a question, and I don't know the answer to it at all. I don't think there's any leaks out there. Just kind of putting that out there. How many titles do you think Arcade 1-Up is going to release next year that have a TN monitor?
I'm really hoping.
I don't know. I don't know the answer. That's my big question. At
Let's hope it's
CES,
zero.
E3, will it be TN?
If the answer isn't zero, then the people at Arcade 1-Up have learned nothing from this past year.
I wonder. Here's another thought. If it is TN, they're like, this is their they have to do it or something. They got to make them so cheap. They're like, yeah, we're gonna make a whole bunch of people hate us, but also we'll sell more Pac-Mans.
Two.
Pac-Man sells.
Yeah, I understand Pac-Man sells, but it can't sell that well if they're trying to clearance out the Pac-Mania cab at $299 here in Canada, and they can't sell them literally.
Arcade 1-Up already sold them though.
They sold them to the retailers, but how many times will the retailers buy them?
Yeah, I really want
want
Arcade 1-Up to release the firmware update to MVC2. That way I can track down
soon.
That way I can track down and buy one of those Pac-Man Plus cabinets.
Do you think they'll do it by Sunday?
Rumor is Christmas Day. That's what I'm hearing now.
That's a cool move.
I really want Pac-Man Plus, that cabaret cabinet. I just want it for a modding project. That's it. Like I don't
moment they release the update, it's like, oh, it's unlocked. I can go buy it.
PDubs just comes on stream and he's like, I'm buying Arcade 1-Ups again. I'm back, baby.
Hey man, I wasn't going to give him any more of my money, and I missed out on a lot of good deals this last month. A lot of you people scored
could have bought a
some
second
amazing
Blitz.
deals, but I had to hold my line and say until they give people what they paid for, I'm not buying
Did
shit.
you hold your line?
I did. I didn't buy shit.
Can you
didn't buy
imagine,
Blitz?
No, I had Blitz pre-ordered.
So
way back then.
So if you got Blitz, it's so cheap. You could have basically put anything into it. Like you could have took the PCB out of X-Men, threw it in there with the angled control deck and the new form factor. Got some new art.
How would
Oh,
that
man.
work? You gonna get a 49-way stick to work with X-Men?
Yeah.
No. You put your X-Men control panel on it.
Oh, I see. He's saying gut
With
it.
the yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much
you got
it.
all the hardware.
Yeah.
I
All
love
you got to
it.
do is put the screen and control panel in, and you got yourself. You change out the art. You get yourself hell of a cab, man. Because that new form factor for Blitz is
Oh, I see. At
great.
that price, $172. Like this is the base cabinet you've been asking for. It's $172 and it's at Sam's. Go buy it,
and a
reskin
spool.
it to
And you got a
whatever you
spool.
Bought
want.
the shit out of it.
That's not
You
bad.
can't beat that. You can't beat
Alright.
that deal with the stool as well. It's,
I'm gonna
you can
put
take the
Pac-Man
stool,
in
leave it in the box, and sell it for $100. You know, so and you basically got the cabinet for $50 to $75.
Do you guys think they should do another run of Burger Time? Just
I
real
don't think
quick,
they-
because we got to wrap things up here.
I think they will. I think they should, but I don't think they will because Arcade One Up have a very hard stance on not doing cabs from publishers that also sell their titles to other companies in the arcade space.
Guys, if you want another run of Burger Time, do me a favor, put a 1 in live chat. I'd love to know if you guys are interested in them doing it, or at least do like a Data East legacy cabinet. Like, if we're gonna do more legacy cabinets next year and go from like 14 games to 16 games and whatever minor changes they make, instead of it being Capcom, Midway, and Bandai Namco, can we get a Taito legacy? Can we get a Data East legacy cabinet?
I'm a
Like,
big
would you
recommend
guys
that.
buy them? I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what I want. B, what's up, man? You came in right as I was getting ready to pull the plug on the show, but go ahead.
That's okay. You can. You just want you to start all over again. Start from the top. Favorite moments of 2023 prediction
Welcome
show.
to the show. Thanks for hanging out upstairs with us. Today we're going to be talking
starting
about our
over.
favorite moments. All right, go ahead. I'm seeing some ones in the chat, not very many though.
I think if you got a few more minutes, we can go to 2 hours, right?
Yeah, we got about 10 more minutes, guys.
2
Why don't
hours
we
and
get-
18 minutes is the cutoff time now.
Yes.
What
Need
if
it.
we get Kong's
Outstanding.
input on all of his 2022? Be fun.
Yes.
We can
right,
always go
We
without
covered
P-dubs.
everything.
Okay, there we go. We can go for another hour and a half.
Hey, calm down, there, Sally.
He's pushing buttons. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna turn off access here. All right, B Kong, favorite moments and favorite products of 2022. And all,
Yeah, I think
wait,
I-
hold on.
Go ahead.
Let's get the negative. Let's get the negative out of the way first. We all kind of mentioned like what product we wasted our money on this year. Like for me, it was those Sizzle pinball machines. What was your
yeah.
biggest waste? What was your biggest waste, and what was the best and the best? You know what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Oh, is it a waste if I bought something and I haven't put it together yet? Because I'm still
Ooh,
waiting
yes.
to see.
Could be.
I have
Could be.
I have a Tetris Legends Mini that's been sitting in my garage that I purchased. Debated about pulling the trigger on buying it. Went on the Basement Corner Arcade show as they were talking about it. I was like, all right, give me FOMO, I bought it. And then it's just been sitting there. I just have not found the space because space is the enemy of all of us. That's always the worst part of 2022. I filled up my arcade to the brim. I told console kits that I had 3 projects that are supposed to fit in one space. I don't know what I'm gonna
Keep
do.
selling the same spot.
I keep selling the same spot to something else, but that's the one product that I've not put together yet. I want to, so I don't know if that's a waste or not. That's a good one. I'm gonna go home alone for this.
I'm gonna go with this sound. That one right there usually happens in February through March, and then from April through May, there's just this random bang. This is a random bang that just happens.
And look,
Bang.
I'm closer to the furnace, and you guys don't even hear it anymore.
You've
hear
toned
this
it down a
noise?
lot, Carl. That's good.
What are you collecting coins? That's for your Thursday night charity work.
No, he's just reliving how Michael B used to make tons of noise with your water bottle. That hasn't happened in a while.
Well, that's because PDubs is so mean about it. PDubs,
All right, Kong. So you said what was
That
your
water
negative
bottle
thing again?
Needs to be recycled.
Space.
Yeah, space and the AOU minis just has not been built yet. So that's top of mind in terms of what I've
Okay.
wasted money
Yeah,
on that I
yeah.
haven't built yet.
Mhm.
This year, I found lots of fun being your home arcade field correspondent at several different events. I think
Do
that's
you
my
regret
favorite
that?
thing.
Good man at it.
I spent $800 to take Bobby Vu on a date to the Shaq's Funhouse event. So yeah, that was unplanned, and I was just like, hey, you're gonna be in LA. Let's do it. I wanted to see NFL Blitz at a Shaq event because Michael B told me it was gonna happen. So that was fun. And then it started a series of strings of like doing things like the Red Cross charity event and doing that to the community, going to Comic-Con and just bringing that to the community, bringing Evo to the community, bringing Chicago. I think that was just really fun. It was, finding ways to share some of these events with the home arcade community was like my favorite thing I did this year.
Yeah.
So
we're
I
talking
earned
about
that
doing
title.
something in spring. Are you in, B?
Spring. Yeah,
LA.
that's
That's
sooner than
PDubs'
what I was
idea.
thinking. I was hoping.
Yeah, we're LA in spring. That's what we're
Yeah, LA and we were I was originally saying around E3
Spring
time, which was
break.
June. But if we do spring break, I'm down anytime.
I'm in E3 though.
E3 would be fun. June.
Comic-Con too. When's Comic-Con?
Comic-Con's end of July.
I don't want to go to LA in July.
It's like
so hot.
70 all
It's
year
so hot.
round. It doesn't get like
Oh,
extra hot.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's San Diego. San Diego's always chill. So
We could go to the zoo.
yeah, Comic-Con is like legitimately really hard to get passes to get into though. But I know people that purchase passes just to have them. So
Bobby Vu?
Bobby Vu, no. But somebody else. There's other people. We
All
can
right.
get passes to Comic-Con if you wanted to do it.
Well,
But that's
Come
it.
on,
You
Mike.
guys can end
Stop
the show now.
buying cabinets and come to the U.S. more often.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think my plan right now is not to
Hold
buy
on.
many cabinets.
Out
next
of
year.
all the regrets that we've had, is getting together one of them?
No, God,
Did you
no.
waste any of that money? Was it even that expensive, Mike?
Listen, that was an investment in good times and one I would gladly make again.
What was more expensive, your trip to Chicago or KI Pro?
My trip to Chicago easily.
Was it 2 KI Pros or just 1 KI Pro? Somewhere in
I
between.
think no, it was just slightly over 1 KI Pro. I
That's
didn't
what I
spend that much money. The airfare was great.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, what is like one big purchase you plan on getting next year, Mike? I know, Mike, you've been hunting for a real pinball machine.
I still don't think that's going to happen next year. I wish it would,
Um,
but I don't think it's possible. I think for me, it's the buy stuff back box.
I will be picking up myself a lot more real pinball machines. I got one on the way that's newer Stern. And once it gets here, we'll do the big reveal. Plus, I got some older pinball machines that I want to get my hands on. So for me next year, like my big purchases are going to be real pinball machines. But what about you guys? You guys got any big, like,
Can I
holy
guess
grail?
what your Stern pinball machine is? They just released their
Who? What?
Stern production schedule.
What is it, B? What is it, B?
What is
Say,
it? Well,
B,
he's
shut
always
up.
said he's had one pinball machine that he likes way more than others, and there's 2 reasons why, and they're really big reasons, and they don't exist on other cabinets. And she's really hot. So those are my clues.
We'll talk about this off air, B. All right, let's continue on, my
Oh,
dude.
He doesn't want that new Elvira pinball table. No one wants
Oh.
that. Get out of here.
Nobody
with that,
wants it. What?
No.
Oh no!
Gonna
If
get
I was
scared
getting out, if I was getting out Elvira, I would try and get a scared stiff. But no.
Oh, okay. All right. They're releasing a new run of that.
House
the
of
new
Horrors.
model.
Nah, then get that shit
So
out of here.
I was talking with Melissa.
Sell it with your stupid Star Wars pinball table.
Yeah. So I
So
showed
mean.
Melissa, my wife, I showed her a list of like all the modern Sterns that are available now because I wanted to make sure, because it's such an expensive purchase,
Yeah.
kind of like you, B, to get her on board, help her, let her be part of the decision process. Like, which game would she find
Yeah.
most interesting? So I showed her like we could still get Jurassic Park, we could still get Deadpool, we could still get Stranger Things. So I'll tell you, it's going to be one of those 3. And she picked the one, and I looked at it, and I was like, okay, yeah, we'll get that one. So we got one of those coming. I'm not going to tell you which one. It's either Deadpool, Stranger Things, and Jurassic Park. One of the 3's on.
Can we rank them right now officially? Yes, I'm going to rank them. For me,
Do
it's Stranger Things 1, and
That's
then
pretty good.
it is Jurassic
I'll
Park
take.
2, and then it is Deadpool at number 54.
Yeah.
54.
Have you played Deadpool?
I don't like. Yeah, I don't like the table.
I need to play
I
it.
played
It's
it
a
a bunch.
really
Yeah.
good table. It's literally top 10 It's really fun.
I don't like it.
You didn't
I
get
don't
into
like
it? It's weird
No,
though, because some tables like that, because a lot of people say Jurassic Park is so amazing, and for me, like that's Justin's game. I cannot get into that game. For the
93
life of
million,
me.
dude.
I know. I want to like it because of how high it's ranked, and this is where like watching
Yeah.
Pinside religiously helps you influence. Like, oh, I really want that cabinet because
So-
it's ranked so high. But
Dubs,
yeah.
I'll ask you a question. Does theme play a big factor in it for her?
Is what?
Theme.
Yeah, so for her, she would like, something that is very identifiable to her. You know what I mean? Like movies.
You have a
and
Marvel
stuff.
room in the house.
Yeah. So
I know what he's getting.
shut up, Mike.
Number 54.
Such a
Now-
dick, Mike.
I will say I'm pretty excited about this next year for me because I had this phone call with this arcade guy, and he's willing to come over and move a whole bunch of my stuff from the garage down into my basement. And I thought he was going to charge $300 per machine, which is like ridiculous, right? Like you're going to pay that to get moved. And he quoted me $300 to move everything. And it was like, it's really hard to get that stuff in the basement. I think he's offered me like a spectacular deal. So that's opening up a lot of options. And then now I want to start buying things that I can move myself because I made some mistakes on like buying things that are too big.
Yeah, it kind of stinks when they're very, very heavy.
But I've been looking at like the Stern stuff at the local Stern, and he's been talking. He's like, he's like, you got a dolly. He's like, you can move these Sterns by yourself. Down steps, like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to hire anybody.
Well, good for me. Any real pinball machine I pick up would end up going on my Carl. What happened to Carl?
He said he had to go. But
Are you leaving?
There you are.
Are you leaving, Carl, or are you staying?
Yeah, I'm about to head out.
Okay.
But I can easily say my biggest purchase is going to be hanging out with you guys next year because I missed out on
Aw.
Chicago.
Yeah, you can't
So I'm
miss
definitely
again.
not going to miss it next year. I don't know about 2 times. I'm going to pick 1 time. So make the
Thanks,
decision on the one good place.
LA,
But,
baby.
I got to go, guys. Have a happy holiday.
Yep.
Spend time with the family. And I'll see you guys in the new year.
Thanks, Carl. Love you, man. Happy Christmas.
Wow. Stranger Things is kind of a dud. You were the first person I've ever heard say that, Juicy Time. I love that Stranger Things pinball table.
Yeah,
Well-
it's a lot of fun.
Wow.
Now, Monday was supposed to be my last live stream of the year, but my wife and son both working late tonight. Hell, my wife still isn't home yet. Kind of sucks. They're getting the Bob Cratchit treatment this year. And my son's not home yet either. He doesn't get home for another like 20 minutes or so. So I was talking with the guys. I was like, do you guys want to do a stream? And you guys were willing to hop on. Hopefully we gave you some entertainment and fun conversation while you're wrapping your Christmas presents this Friday evening. It has been 2 hours, guys, and I have to go. But a big shout out to Carl, Detroit Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, B from Cogs R Us, and Justin Console Kits. Appreciate you guys coming on my show tonight. Guys, if you enjoyed the broadcast, do me a favor. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to all these dudes' channel. And hopefully now I won't see you guys again until next year.
All right, guys. See you later.
CT Justin strikes again.
Do it again. I like that. Oh, I love that voice. That is killer. I
It
love
sounds
that.
like Talk Boy from Home Alone 2.
All right. You guys have a wonderful Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll be talking to you guys later. You guys have a great night.